Hello friends, welcome. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic on intelligence. What do you know about what intelligence is? Let's see the Webster's New Collegiate Dictionary, which defines intelligence is the capacity of an individual to deal with these situations. And intelligence quotient, in short we call it as IQ. It is the simple way to describe intelligence by assigning it a number that represents the ratio of mental to chronological age multiplied by 100. So average IQ is therefore 100 and is based on a comparison between an individual's performance comparable to the performance by others. Wagner and Sternberg, they have conducted a good work on intelligence, and they found that there are three different views of intelligence. The first view is psychometric view. Psychometrics, like it is the most common approach to understand intelligence, refers to the measurement of psychological functions. Hence, the psychometric view of intelligence is that which is based on a measurement approach. The second view is known as Piaget view. Now, Piaget treats intelligence as an active process involving progressive adaptation through the interplay of assimilation and accommodation. Hence, the outcomes of intelligent activity are reflected in a cognitive structure. And therefore, the Piaget's development theory treats change as a prime factor. Like with change in age, the cognitive structure of an individual changes. And the third view of intelligence is referred to as the information processing view. This view is more qualitative than quantitative. In this view, intelligence is defined in terms of processes rather than to measure its products. If we study human intelligence, this field has grown a great deal as human intelligence is constantly evolving and it is dynamic. And there have been great contributions by psychologists like Coles, Gardner, Goleman, Haas, Hogg, Kruger and Dunning, Mayer and Aslovi, etc. They have immensely contributed to this field of human intelligence. Now, in the area of human intelligence, the work by Robert Sternberg is considered among the outstanding works. In 1985, he propounded the triarchic theory of human intelligence and related the concept of human ability and success. He suggested that a successful intelligence may be treated as a set of mental abilities used to achieve one's goals in life given the socio-cultural context through adaptation to selection of and shaping of environments. There are various theories of intelligence, and here we shall focus on the intelligence and the theory of multiple intelligences, which was developed by Howard Gardner. Howard Gardner was a professor at Harvard University in the United States. He believed that there are at least 8 distinct intelligences possessed by all people, and that every person has developed some intelligences more than others. This is evident from the fact that some people learn a concept more quickly than others. And you could have experienced that sometimes, however hard you may try, you are not able to grasp a certain matter. The theory of multiple intelligences explains the reason. Dr. Howard Gardner defines intelligence as an ability to solve a problem or fashion a product that is valued in one or more cultural settings. He suggested that intelligence is not fixed and that it can be learned as a set of abilities and skills to apply to any situation at any given time within any given context. When you master all of your intelligences, then you really use the full potential of your brain power. Gardner reported that a person can be intelligent in many ways. He further found that the traditional intelligence tests are not adequate to measure all the ways to become intelligent. According to Gardner, there can be more than the 8 ways to be intelligent. It means you can be intelligent in terms of linguistic, that is words, logical, mathematical, that is numbers, spatial, that is pictures, musical, means musical or rhythmic, bodily, kinesthetic, that is related to movement, intrapersonal, pertains to self, interpersonal, pertains to other people, and naturalists, like related to plants and animals. So let us understand the 8 intelligence of Howard Gardner's theory. The one is visual spatial, and here it is that intelligence which is the ability to perceive the visual spatial world accurately and represent this world internally in one's mind. We can see this type of ability in architects, artists, sculptors, cartographers, anatomists, and scouts. The other type is bodily kinesthetic. It is that ability to use one's body or body parts such as hands and fingers to solve problems or express ideas. And we can see this type of ability in athletes, dancers, actors, and mimes. Then we have musical rhythmic. It is the ability to think in music, hear music almost continuously, and recognize musical patterns, remember them, and transfer them. We can see this type of ability in musical performers, people who love to play musical instruments or sing, and people who enjoy listening to music. Another type of intelligence is linguistic, which is the ability to use language effectively, either in oral or written form, to express ideas to others. We can see this type of ability in writers, poets, storytellers, lawyers, editors, journalists, and hopefully college textbook authors. Let us see logical mathematical intelligence. It is the ability to use numbers and operations mathematically and to reason logically. We can see this type of ability in mathematicians, accountants, statisticians, scientists, and computer programmers. We have intrapersonal. This is that ability where one understands oneself, knows who oneself is, knows one's own strengths and limitations, and to act in accordance with this self-knowledge. We can see this type of ability in people who exhibit self-discipline and personal authenticity. There is another interpersonal, which is social intelligence. It is the ability to work effectively with others, noticing their moods, motivations, feelings, like social activity, cooperative learning, or in teamwork. These persons are able to relate to other people and display empathy and understanding, to notice their motivations and goals. Another intelligence is naturalistic, which is the ability to discriminate among living things and exhibit sensitivity to one's natural surroundings. We can see this type of ability in like botanists, zoologists, ecologists, explorers, farmers, and hunters. According to Howard Gardner, all humans have all the 8 types of intelligences. However, the strength in each intelligence area varies from person to person. The goal of the teacher is to develop a repertoire of learning activities and approaches that capitalize upon each of the 8 intelligences in order to help students use their combination of intelligences to be successful in school, to help them learn whatever it is they want to learn, as well as what the teacher and the society believe they have to learn. The idea is not to teach every subject in 8 different ways. That is not the idea. And the idea is not even to ensure that every student develops every intelligence. The best use teachers can make of their understanding of Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence is to help them identify and respond to students' needs. There are great implications of this theory. The theory of multiple intelligences proposes a major transformation in the way our educational institutions are run. It suggests that teachers be trained to present their lessons in a wide variety of ways using music, cooperative learning, art activities, role play, multimedia, field trips, inner reflection, and much more. But there are certain criticism to Gardner's theory from both psychologists as well as educators. These critics argue that Gardner's definition of intelligence is too broad and that his 8 different intelligences, they simply represent talents or personality traits and abilities. Gardner theory also suffers from a lack of supporting empirical research. The critics, they proclaim about that. But despite this, the theory of multiple intelligences, it enjoys considerable popularity with educators. Many teachers utilize multiple intelligences in their teaching philosophies and work to integrate Gardner's theory into the classroom. Learning more about multiple intelligences can help us better understand our own strengths. Continue reading to learn more about major characteristics of each type of intelligence, and if you still aren't sure which type describes you best, there are certain tests which you can conduct about it to find out that which type of intelligence, say the major characteristic you represent. There are certain dimensions of intelligence. They are successful intelligence, practical intelligence, moral intelligence, social intelligence, and emotional intelligence. So, what is successful intelligence? Now, you remember Sternberg, a psychologist, educationist, researcher, he suggested that for successful intelligence, there are 3 components that are, although distinct, yet broadly interrelated. They are analytical, creative, and practical thinking. So, practical intelligence. It is the ability to respond well in a situation, to be able to determine how to achieve goals, to display awareness to the world around you, and to display interest in the world at large. Let us see moral intelligence. When a person is able to decide between what is right and what is wrong, it is called as moral intelligence. Moral intelligence lets us make decisions which are not only beneficial to us, but also to others who are around us. The another type is social intelligence. Social intelligence is given significant attention in the literature on management and organizational psychology. Here, a person develops an ability to understand other people, what motivates them, how they work, how to work cooperatively with them. This intelligence is very much beneficial to those who have to deal with groups or masses, and thus an understanding of others helps them achieve their goals effectively. You must have noticed how a salesperson sells their product by making one realize that this product is essential for them. Similarly, the politicians and religious leaders, they possess a high degree of social intelligence and motivate the people through their impressive skills. Let us discuss emotional intelligence. It is this type of social intelligence that involves the ability to monitor one's own and others' emotions, to discriminate among them, and to use this information to guide one's thinking and actions. And Goleman, another psychologist, proposed that the emotional intelligence is the skill that helps people harmonize and should become increasingly valued as a workplace asset. Salovey and Mayer, they have categorized emotional intelligence into 5 domains. One is self-awareness, observing yourself and recognizing a feeling as it happens. Then managing emotions, which means handling feelings so that they are appropriate, realizing what is behind a feeling, finding ways to handle fears and anxieties, anger and sadness. Then motivating oneself. channeling emotions in the service of a goal, emotional self-control, delaying gratification, and stifling impulses. Then we need to have empathy, which is sensitivity to others' feelings and concerns and taking their perspective, or appreciating the differences in how people feel about things. And the last thing is the handling relationships, which is managing emotions in others, social competence, and social skills. So friends, in this session, we discussed about the intelligence, how various psychologists, they have defined intelligence, and specific attention was paid to Howard Gardner's 8 intelligences. So hope you have enjoyed this session. Thank you very much.